Hello. Long time no talk. Um, I hope that it's okay that this is soft spoken. I didn't feel like whispering. Um, so today I thought I would make a quick video where I discuss my current hyperfixation with you. Because I'm currently in exam season and the stuff I'm about to show you is literally the only thing that's kind of keeping me together at the minute. Um, so my current thing is two people, and their work, aka um, Reese Shearsmith and Steve Pemberton. So all of the stuff that I'm going to show you is stuff that they have um, made. It's also very windy outside, so if you can hear that, please ignore it. Um, so I thought I could just discuss their stuff with you, if that's okay. And yes, so first things first. And this is, I don't know if you can call it a hyperfixation anymore, it's more of a special interest, but I'll label it as a hyperfixation just because it's a bit easier. So first we have The League of Gentlemen, which is a show they did in, well, it was a radio show and then it turned into a BBC show in, I believe it was 1999. So this is the box set. And The League of Gentlemen is quite an acquired taste. Some people like it, some people don't, and that's fine. I get why some people don't like it, but I do. Certain parts about it I don't like, but I like it for the most part, and I think that's what matters the most. And basically for the premise of this video, I'm going to just go from oldest to newest in release order. So this is the box set, and on the back we have some of the characters, because the League of Gentlemen was, or you could say is, it consists of Reese Shearsmith, Steve Pemberton, Mark Gatiss, who I was a fan of before these two because I was I was a Sherlock girly as a teenager, my early teens. So I've known Mark for a very long time, and also Jeremy Dyson, but Jeremy doesn't appear in the show. A couple of times, but nothing crazy. But they all play different characters, and it's a comedy. There's some parts that definitely did not age well, but that's what happens, with comedies from this time. So there's characters on the back. I know you won't be able to see that well because of the lighting situation, because I didn't want it too light, but we have the likes of Edward and Tubbs here, and then we have two characters that I can't remember the names of for some reason. Then we have David. We have David here. Dean. We have Dean. I love Dean. Dr. Chinnery, who I love. And we have Mickey as well. And then we have Papa Lazarus, who I'm going to pretend doesn't exist. We're not going to talk about Papa Lazarus. We're going to try not to. So, best not to. Take out the case, and here this is. So there's a couple in here. So we have season 1, we have season 2, season 3. We also have the Christmas special and the anniversary specials, because they did an anniversary special in 2018, I think it was. The live show was 2018, so I'm going off of that, which I didn't go see, but it's fine. So the League of Gentlemen is definitely an acquired taste, but I thoroughly enjoy it. And I would say my favorite character is, for some reason, all kind of involve Reese. They're Reese's characters. Um, I would say Ollie Plimsolls is my top. I love Ollie. I love Bernice, and I love Jude. I'd say those are my top three. Um, but there's a lot that I love, obviously. But um, yes. So, and then we're gonna go on to the live stuff and the movie. So I'll go for this first because it makes my life a little bit easier. So we have the League of Gentlemen box of the lights, which I got I got this very recently, and I had to clean it, because you can't buy some of these new anymore. You have to buy them used. Some of them are not within my price range, or they're just a pain to find. And I don't just mean the DVDs. I'm talking other stuff, which I'll get into in a minute. But I bought this off of eBay recently, and I had to clean it because for some reason people don't like to take care of their stuff. I mean, I clean my stuff anyways, but I mean, this was bad. Like, it was really bad. But it's fine. So we have Edward and Tubbs on the cover. And it's a box set consisting of the movie they did, Apocalypse, which I have here, because I had it prior before I bought this. And we have Live at Drury Lane, which I think this is the special edition. I already have this, but I think this one's a special edition. And the League of Gentlemen are behind you, which I don't have separately because it was a pain to find that, and I thought I'll just buy the box set instead of hassling myself about finding it, because it was a pain to find at a reasonable price at that. So in my opinion, you know, it's not insanely extortionate, but it's definitely, I was not willing to pay some of the prices they were asking for, especially from some of the sellers, so I thought I'll just buy the box set, it makes my life easier. So that's that. So I'm not taking all of them out because that would be ridiculous, but you know. I think this is this is the special edition. I'll be honest, I don't know what makes it special, but you know, it's fine. I didn't like that noise. That was nice. I'd cut that out, but there's absolutely no way I can do that. So I'm sorry, but anyway, we have the movie that they did. Was this 2000 what exactly? 2005, yeah, I thought it was. So on the cover we have Jeff, we have, I know you can't see that well, but trust. We have Jeff, we have Tubbs, we have Edward, and we have Hilary Briss. I thought this was a very good movie, actually. A bit like a fever dream, to be honest, but good nonetheless. Also, a very random cast of people, by the way. I didn't realize that Simon Pegg was in it, because you can't really see him that well in it, or at least I couldn't. I feel like over the years my eyesight's got a bit, it's depleting, clearly. But what can you do? It's funny, actually, when I was watching this, to give an explanation, basically, these characters, well, I mean, it says on the slogan down there, they end up, suppose in a way, Portal end up in our world as an equivalent to their own, world. And basically, they're trying to find, Mark, Reese, and Steve to, basically tell them to get their act together in regards to the show, I suppose. And they're having like existential crises because they're like, oh my god, we're characters, like what the fuck? It's like a whole thing. And then there's like a weird bit in between where Jeff just like finds himself in the medieval times. It's strange. But it's a good movie. It is a bit like a fever dream, but it's good nonetheless, and I think it's very well done. Um, and it's funny because I noticed while I was watching this movie, um, I know this is not going to make sense to people that haven't seen it, but I don't feel like giving that much context because the amount of context I could provide will not save this character regardless. But if you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Um, I felt quite bad for Hair Lip in the movie because in the show, I'm not saying I hate him in the show by any means, but I definitely did not feel bad for him. He was just really weird to me. He's weirdly likable, but like also like he's a strange one. But I watched the movie and I was sitting thinking, oh my god, I feel so bad for him. And I had like a slight emotional connection to him. You know, the bit where he was so vulnerable at the end, and I was like, oh my god, this is meant to be a comedy. Why are you getting vulnerable? But I enjoyed it. So, I thought it was a very good movie. Um, they were definitely working with what they had at the time, but anyway. And then we have Live at Drury Lane, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't have much to say about the live shows. The only one I actually will end up having to say anything on is the Live Again one, which I'll get into in a minute, and that's because I actually have to talk about it because there's something else that's connected to it. So, um, this is the other version, which is in a slip case. I think that's what you call it, isn't it? So, you know. I also had to, I got this off of eBay. No, I did, it wasn't eBay, it was Vinted. And I also had to clean this because it was a bit disgusting. It's just like clean your stuff. It's not fucking difficult, especially if you're gonna sell it, but, you know. I don't know if it's because of the slip case. This is a bit of a harsher, no, it's harsher, but a harder tapping noise. So this was actually very good. I'm not going to get into it too much because I don't want to talk about the live shows too much because I could be here for like a million years talking about them. But um, yeah, I don't know why I bought this because obviously I have the other one, but the other one's a special edition for whatever reason, and I like the case on that actually. So I just wish some people would clean their stuff before they sell it. But anyway, and then we have the Live Again DVD, which they did as an anniversary thing in 2018. Which before I tap, this is on streaming, but they cut out at least an hour's worth of content. And I'm not entirely sure why. So this is on Now TV, as is the Christmas special and the original series, the original League of Gentlemen series, which is always funny to watch because they always give you a warning to say it's a classic comedy and it might be offensive to some people. They always have to have that warning, which is a fair point because hence why I say it's a bit of an acquired taste because it is quite offensive. But they have this on streaming and they cut out at least an hour's worth, and I could not tell you why because I mean, honestly. So the disc does rattle in this, by the way, so I don't think I'm going to tap on it for long, but I will say this is probably one of my favorites that they've done, because obviously you have them on the front, so you have, I'll do my best to show this. We have Reese, and then we have Edward above him because he plays Edward. Then we have Mark, and we have Hilary Briss because he plays Hilary Briss. And then we have Steve Pemberton off and Tubbs because he plays Tubbs. So I actually really enjoy this one. I'll just talk about some of them briefly because I don't want to just skip past and that's that, but I'll mention a couple of things. What did I enjoy? I love the Tubbs and Edward sequence where they're both singing to each other. I quote that quite often. It's actually a very good song. I like it. I also love the Les McQueen song, by the way. That was really good. Um, I love the part where Pauline comes back from the dead and she says, "That's right, Mickey Love, the bitch is back, serving Job Center realness." Love that. Yeah, there was a lot that I enjoyed from this. And I could watch it again and again if I could. So, and then there's the back, obviously, with the local shop in Royston Vasey. So, I thought this was a very good live show, and I'm really annoyed that I couldn't see it, but it's fine, I guess. So, there's a lot to like about it. I thought it was very good, and I will never understand why they cut out an hour's worth of content on streaming, because there was nothing like, there was a couple of jokes that they kept in that I thought, oh, that's really, they shouldn't have kept that in. But they kept it in anyways, and they got rid of stuff that had absolutely, like, it really was not that bad. They just cut it out. A bit ridiculous, but anyway. Um, I'm talking about the live show, the Live Again show. Here we have the record, because I have all of the records, by the way. The only thing I don't have is the Voodoo Lady pressing that they did. There's a character, Les McQueen, who was in a band, and he goes on about it all the time, you know, a band called Creme Brulee. And they decided to make a pressing of one of the singles, but you can only get it in this box set that they released. To my knowledge, I think it was special stuff that they called it for, you know, the character Hillary Briss and whatever. And basically, correct me if I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, anyways, I already have all of the records, anyways, that came with that box set. I bought them all separately. And the only things that are from that I don't own, because you don't buy them, you can't get them separately, is the Voodoo Lady pressing and the signed picture from all four of them, because there was a signed picture from Reese, Steve, Mark, and Jeremy, which I'm not really, I don't care much for signed stuff to such an extent. I have one signed thing, but I'll get to that obviously, but you know, I'm not really that bothered. So, I have two, other than this, I have two, but I'm not gonna sit on them for too long because I don't want to. I'm only showing the two of them because well, there's no point in me showing all four, so, well, all five if you want to be technical, but, so this is from the, where is it? That's what that's from. It's the vinyl pressing of it, which is very cute, by the way, and I'll tell you why. There's a pop-up in it of Pauline and Mickey. Let me see if I can show this the best way I can. Just check it's the right way. Turn it. So, isn't that so cute? Look at that. You'll love to see it. So that's obviously from Pauline's funeral, where she decides to come back from the dead for some reason. So, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed this. So there's the back. It was recorded at the Hammersmith Apollo, which is where I saw Reese and Steve earlier this month, but we'll get to that obviously. So let me see if I can sit properly and show you the best way I can. So, you know, their names are there obviously, so here we are. And the character names as well are here, which I'll look through with, you know, so we have Papa Lazarou. Sorry, I just don't like him, I'm sorry. I also don't like Pop. Those are the two characters I can't stand in the show, but, you know, I digress. Edward and Tubbs, obviously, you can't escape them, and I'm okay with that because I love them. Pam Duve, love her, icon, awesome. The Dentons, who I originally didn't like, and now they've grown on me. in this past wee while. Harvey still makes me uncomfortable, but it's okay. Who else do we have? Mr. Chenery, the love of my life. I love him. He's also one of my favorites. Jeff, Mike, and Brian, also very iconic. Wolves did it. The Reverend Bernice Woodall, that's my wife. Love her. Who else do we have? Les McQueen, another icon. And we also have Pauline, Mickey, and Ross. So, very iconic. Very iconic characters to have, and you can see them all at the front. Unfortunately, we're just going to pretend like he doesn't exist. So we've obviously got Harvey taking his piss, as usual. We have Bernice, love her. Dr. Chinnery, Les McQueen. Who else do we have? We also have Benjamin. So we also have, well, I don't know why Ollie's not on the thingy. I don't know what Ollie did, but Ollie was also cut out of streaming. And he's my favorite, so I don't get why that is. But anyway, and then we obviously have Tubbs and Edward here, so it's very good. I really enjoyed it. And then we have, I'm not going to sit on this for too long, but we have the pressing of the first season. What series? Sorry, I'm not American, but so, which was a very good, I would say, first series, by the way. It's very good. So we have Legs Akimbo here. I would say this is my favorite episode. It's series 1, episode 4, I'm pretty sure. Don't ask me the title because I can't remember. I'm sure it's here somewhere, is it not? Is it the Beast of Royston Vasey? That's what it is. That's my favorite episode. It's very good. I don't know if it's because you get introduced to Legs Akimbo, but I like it a lot. So we've obviously got Tubbs and Edward, Dr. Chinnery, etc. So I have all 4 of these, but I didn't feel like showing all of them because that's just ridiculous. But so, and there's the back. Very good, very, very good. I didn't want to sit on that for too long because there's actually not much to say. And then here comes my favorite thing, which is the Precious Things box set. Because I was going to buy all these separately, and then I thought, no, I'll buy the box set because I don't have to pay for it to such an extensive price like the other one. So if I turn the back, so their names are here again, obviously. Mark Gatiss, Steve Pemberton, Reece Shearsmith. So as it says, obviously, these are the pressings of the Christmas special and the anniversary specials, which I'll try and take them out. And it also comes with this, which is from the Christmas special, which is very cute. And I want it framed, but yeah, I don't know how likely that's gonna happen because I don't know where I'm supposed to put it. But anyway, so here we have the anniversary specials. This is more of a gloss, by the way. The other ones are matte. This is a gloss album sleeve, whatever you want to label it as. So, and it has all the characters in little jars, which the context wouldn't make a difference because I can't explain it. And they do open. I'm not going to show the Christmas one because it has Papa Lazarou in it. Anyway, but this one is very, very funny because it's very, I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah. And it is very much relevant to the anniversary special, obviously, but and if I can actually try and take the sleeves out while I'm at it, the best way I can, because for some reason, I find it hard getting them out of this in particular, but I'll do my best. So I'm not taking the other one out because I can't be bothered. I'm just gonna be honest about it. But here is the actual vinyl, which is a clear vinyl, by the way, with white paint. You can't see it on camera, but there is markings on it where it clearly looks like it. I'm pretty sure it's Tubbs has put her face in it. So you can't see it on camera, but if you put it under a light in real life, you can see it. Her face is in it, which is nice. Love that. So let me see if I can. So I actually really like it. It's quite cute. And then we obviously have the Christmas one, which I'm not opening, obviously, like I said. So, and actually I think the record is actually yellow, so there's not much to show. So I actually really liked the Christmas special. I thought it was quite funny. But that's all I'm going to say on that. So let me try and put this back in the best way I can. I might have to pause here just to make sure it doesn't thud in. So hold please. Greetings. I would like to make a separate video with this though, I think. Because obviously it's a hard kind of case. So I think it has good trigger, kind of. It's a good trigger, I think. Nice. Okay, so that is it for the League of Gentlemen, and then we will move on because we're going from oldest to newest. And this one, there's only one thing, so I can move on pretty quickly after the fact. But we have the Psychoville box set, which is a show that I think is massively underrated, in my opinion. With a very good cast as well, because actually Dawn French is in it. She's weird, but they're all weird in it, so. Who else is in it? Also, yeah, Daniel Kaluuya is in it, which I didn't know when I first started watching it, and I was like, I know him. Who else is in it? That's just a bunch of people, I'm sure, like, you know, you can Google it. I'm not gonna sit and tell you everyone that's in it, but trust me, it's a bunch of people where you sit and you go. So, it's a show that makes you do that in general, because as much as I like this show, there's a couple of bits in it where I go, ah, that's not good. Like there's a Nazi segment in the second season for some reason, and I remember watching it and I remember being like, okay, this is taking a random turn. I mean, it's a good show, but there's a couple of things where I kind of go, have I missed something? What the fuck is going on? It was a strange situation. I think it is the second season, is it? Well, yes, I think it is for the most part. There's also another part in it where I actually like to pretend it didn't exist. But other than that, it's a good show. My favorite characters, I would say Mr. Jelly. I love Mr. Jelly. I also love Jeremy Good. I like him very much. I'm trying to think of who else I really like. There's a lot of people I like, I think. I love their relationship with Mr. Lomax and Tea Leaf, and that's funny. I like it. Also, obviously, Maureen and David Severbutts. I don't need to talk about them though, because I mean, I think everyone loves them, so I like them. I'm glad they brought them back for Inside Number 9, because they also brought back Mr. Jelly, and I cannot remember who it was that David was with, but they brought her back as well. It was just very good overall, I would say. It's a very good show. I would recommend it. I think it's vastly underrated. I mean, of course, there's a couple of bits where you go, but I suppose that was just comedy back then. I don't know. I mean, it's not comedy to me, but you know, it's fine. I like these shows, but trust me, there's certain parts in it where I wish it didn't happen. But, you know, that's what happens, I suppose. But this is very good, and I wish it had been better promoted because it wasn't. But that's fine. Okay. Um, Now we get on to the big guns, I suppose. So, Inside Number 9, which is obviously one of their biggest shows at the minute. My neighbors are doing something. I don't know what they're doing, but so for once we actually have Reese looking quite happy. No offense to him, but so I love this show, by the way. It is so up my alley. It's a horror comedy, which is very, very, very me. Um, I didn't realize I was going to enjoy as much as I did, and then I binged it. Very worth it. I would highly recommend it if you're into horror and comedy. Honestly, this is a type of show where it's an anthology, so every episode is different. I'm not kidding. You'll start watching it and you'll sit and you'll go, this is fairly normal, maybe a bit boring, whatever. And then by the end, you end up sitting like, what the fuck? Because I've shown it to a couple of people that I know, and it's always been the same where they've sat and been like, oh, I don't understand why you were so interested in this. And then by the end, they're like, what the fuck? That was so crazy. Oh my god, I loved that. That was like really good. So it's one of those shows where you're gonna get something, trust me. So, and it was so great seeing it, by the way, because they did a show. They took it to the West End, um, and I didn't see them when they were in Scotland because I was busy with college. Actually, college was beating my ass a severe amount. It still is, but it's a little bit more bearable at the minute now that my exam season is in the midst and I have a break for about 2 weeks. I'm kind of just, I don't know what year I'm in. Maybe that's why I feel a bit less unsettled. I don't know what it is, um, but I went to see it for the new year instead of hanging around with my friends and family. I went to go see Reese and Steve in London, which I hadn't been to London in nearly a decade. And when I had went originally, I was with other people. I was on my own this time, and it was a very big debate on whether or not it was a good idea for me to go, but I'm glad I did it. Um, it was very worth it, and I wish I could have seen the show again and again and again, but not in London because I still don't really like London. It stresses me out, but it was a very good show. Because they weren't filming it, hence why I was like, I really want to go see this. And I have time, so, and I needed like 5 minutes out because life was very stressful. And I'm glad I did because I came back. Literally, while I was away, it was like I had an epiphany and I wanted to live my life to the fullest. It was like a weird situation where I started to feel a bit less depressed. So thanks, Reese and Steve, for that, I guess. And I think I jumped about 50 times during the entire show because I'm very sensitive to sounds. Because I made friends with here's the story time. I made friends with an older couple, which they were sitting next to me, because they were talking about how their daughter had bought them tickets because they were a fan of Reese and Steve. They weren't just Inside Number 9 fans, as in the husband had literally told me a story about how he went to see the League of Gentlemen show they did in the early 2000s. And I said to him, I wasn't even born then. I think he said it was 2001 or 2000, 2001, something along those lines. And I said, I was born in 2003, so I couldn't see it. And I did apologize and say, look, not to make you feel old, like that's not my intention, but they found it funny though, thank God. But we were talking about our favorite episodes and how much we loved their work because the wife is saying to me, "Oh, I'm so excited to see what they do next." Like I've always loved their stuff, as has my husband, and it was really nice to talk to them. Um, and they were just really really nice in general. And I kept jumping through the whole show because there's a lot of jump scares in it. Normally, I'm a horror enjoyer, but I don't jump that much. But obviously, if you're putting me in a situation where it's a really loud noise throughout the entire venue, I'm going to jump. Um, because there was a lot of screams and I was very close to the stage, etc. And I just like on a couple of occasions would kind of go like that. But I enjoyed it because I enjoy being jump scared. Which I know is very strange, but I don't know if it's just because I like the adrenaline that I get out of it, I suppose, and I don't really jump it much. Like I love horror movies, but I don't jump at them that often. Um, I wish I could, but yeah, it's fine. But I jumped quite a lot during it, and I think they thought I was like really, really scared and really uncomfortable, and they were like, are you okay during the interval? They were like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm great. I'm having the time of my life. I'm not joking. And then I said, are you okay? Because I was like, are they scared? And is that why they're asking me? And they were like, no, we're fine. Like, I really enjoyed it though. I thought it was very good. It was genuinely, I think, one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life, and that's not an exaggeration. Um, like genuinely, I loved it. It was so good. So anyway, this is the box set. Tangent, sorry. So this is the box set, which is big because there's 9 seasons, obviously. But um, so we have that picture, and then this one at the back too. Um, I'm gonna pause this because this might be loud. Okay, hello. So obviously I have it open, and they have some of the episodes, the seasons and episodes, and the special features, etc. So I'm gonna give a rundown on what my favorite episodes were from each season because I can do that. I'm allowed to do that. Season 1, I really liked The Last Gasp. I know a lot of people don't like it. I liked it. I thought it was quite I just thought it was good. A Quiet Night In is also quite good, but I think that's quite everyone talks about it. I did not like the harrowing. The harrowing made me really uncomfortable. It's annoying because it's really really good and I love the set design. I love everything about it. But the thing that happened in it put me off it so badly. I was so uncomfortable and I should have enjoyed it because that's the type of in terms of movies, it's the type of thing I enjoy, but um it was too much even for me. I couldn't enjoy it, but I kind of loved it was like Reece Shearsmith was channeling Vincent Price a little bit, and I kind of loved that. It was a good episode, but I think the ending just had thrown me off that bad. I couldn't enjoy it. Um, season 2, I know everyone talks about 12 Days of Christine, but it's a good one, but I would say Cold Comfort is my favorite. I think it's one of my favorites from the entire show. I don't know why. It's just really good, and I think it's because I was so unsuspecting the whole time, and then the ending happened, and I was like, crazy. It's a very good episode. Season 3. See, that's difficult. Private View, I have a special kind of bias towards because it's very similar, in my opinion, to Theatre of Blood, which has Vincent Price in it. Um, and overall, I think it was just very, very good. I enjoyed it. I also like Empty Orchestra, but that's because I liked a lot of the songs that were in it, I'm not gonna lie. And also, I like when Steve Pemberton plays a character that he looks very pathetic in. So I liked it. And then obviously, everyone talks about the riddle of the Sphinx and Diddle Diddle Dumpling, which is understandable, but they're good. But you know, it's fine. The Devil of Christmas kind of fucked me up, though. I wasn't expecting the ending to happen, but that's fine. Season 4. See, now I am a bit of a boring bitch. I would say Bernie Clifton's dressing room is definitely up there. As is it's everyone else's favorites as well. But I also loved Zanzibar because it was kind of giving Comedy of Errors by Shakespeare. Which I think I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it was based on. I actually never checked if that's what it was based on, but I liked it anyways. It was a very good episode. I really enjoyed it. It was very funny. Series 5, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Deadline was good, but I think Deadline is not, it doesn't really have the desired effect when you watch it on iPlayer. Um, but I think it was very, very good. I enjoyed it. There's also Death, Death Be Not Proud, which was obviously very good because they brought back Psychoville characters, which I thought was like, I tell you what, when she opened that door and you saw David Sourbutt's like bald ass bottom of his head and the ugly ass bowl haircut, I was sitting going, and I was just so excited. And then they brought back Mr. Jelly, and I was like, oh, this is like so fun. So I like that one obviously, and there's just and then there was obviously the Soldier Boy segment, which was so weird because I feel like Reese and Steve shouldn't know who Soldier Boy is, but they were dancing to Crank That Soldier Boy for some reason as David and Maureen. It was like so weird, but I loved it. Um, but I think that's a very very yeah, I liked it. Series 6. I like Simon Says. I think that was a really really good episode. Kind of fucked up. Very fucked up. The whole show's fucked up, but I liked that. I thought it was good. I didn't like, I need to be honest, last night at the proms, I didn't enjoy. It was kind of funny, and the ending was crazy, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. Just gonna be honest. 7, series 7. Mr. King made me so uncomfortable. I know what it's based on, but I'd rather not talk about it because I thought like I should realistically enjoy it more because of what it was based on. Um, but instead, it just made me really uncomfortable. But if I had to choose, I would say Wise Owl is definitely up there, and Merrily Merrily, very, very good. Um, Kidnap was fine. Granola Granola, if you will. Um, if you know what I'm talking about, which obviously no one's gonna know because I'm pretty sure people here don't watch the show, but that's fine. Um, but I think Wise Owl, I think I didn't really appreciate it that much when I first watched it, and then I watched it a second time and I was like, this is good. This is really good. Series 8, I would say the last weekend I wasn't expecting the ending to happen, but it was good. Same for Love is a Stranger. That was a bit unexpected. But anyway, and then series 9, Bootwa Goose, very high up there. I introduced my friend to the show, and that was her first episode. And she messaged me, and she was like, "What the fuck did you just make me watch?" She was like, "I enjoyed it, but what the fuck was that ending?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl, no offense. When you watch the show, a lot of the time you're gonna sit and go, the ending, what the fuck?" Um, and then also Control Alt Escape was fucking crazy. It was so good. Like my adrenaline was like up here. Like it was so funny because it was such a slow start, and then over time when like shit started hitting the fan, oh, it was so good. It was really good. Um, Also Plodding On was obviously very good as well because it was the last episode of the season. But I was having this discussion with the couple that I had met at the show, and they were saying to me that last episode, oh my god, why would they do that? And I was like, I know. I was gonna cry during it. Like it was, I felt like a fly on the fucking wall, and I didn't like it. Um, I liked all the references, don't get me wrong, but I didn't like the argument kind of situation with Reese and Steve playing themselves and having an argument. I did not like that. But the couple I met brought that up and they said, oh, I know it was crazy, like it was such a good episode, but like I wasn't expecting that, and I was like, I know. But anyways, I love the show. I need to pause so I can, this is gonna be loud again. Anyway, the show is a lot of like you think it starts slow and boring, and then like that situation happens or like something happens in the end and you end up sitting thinking, what the fuck have I just watched, and you want more. It's like so weird, but it's such a good show. I love it. I really do. It's so special to me. um and then we're going to go on to the books. So I'm not going to focus on these for too long because there's no point, but we have the script scripts. So we have 1 to 3 here. Let me put this down here. 4 to 6. And obviously 7 to 9. I have the paperbacks, not the hardbacks, because I didn't buy them at the time, and then obviously they started going for extortionate prices because they were hardbacks in a box set that were signed. And to be honest, I'm not really that bothered about that because I at least have this, and that's all that matters. As long as I can read it, that's all that matters. So obviously, these are the scripts from each season, and I am yet to read through as I watch the show because I'm pretty sure there's a couple of things that are different in the scripts. Obviously, that's natural, but I haven't as of yet. So let me. So here we are. So there's the script for Wise Owl. So, which is a very good episode, like I say. And then A Random Act of Kindness, which is also a good one. It was kind of giving back to the future. I don't know if that was the intention, but and then we have 9 Lives Cat, which I actually think, to my knowledge, this was based kind of on a show that Reese had done. When did Chasing Shadows come out? It was a couple of years ago anyways. And I really enjoyed it. As an autistic, he plays an autistic detective, so you can imagine that I quite enjoyed that. But they cancelled it. They left it on a cliffhanger and then they cancelled it for some reason. And I actually think 9 Lives Cat is based on that, which is probably why I feel like I couldn't have enjoyed it as much as I could have, because I think I just have a vendetta against I just have a thing against ITV for cancelling it, because I think that was completely unreasonable, because I think it was a very good show. I mean, obviously a certain someone is in it who is now what people would consider cancelled, but I don't think it's the correct term to use. I don't really want to. He's not a good person, I can tell you that much, so it's definitely never coming back, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very good show, and I'm really annoyed that they will not be bringing it back. They do that on occasion for some reason. Anyway, then we have the Insider's Guide to Inside Number 9, which was written by Mark Salisbury, but Reese and Steve took to do with it. As it's in the title, it's an Insider's Guide, so they did not make a second one. I think this only goes up to season 4, season 5? 5, yeah. So, they were going to make another one that goes up to obviously season 9, but apparently the publishers didn't want that, which I want it, and I'm the most important thing, not the publishers. I'm kidding. So there's a lot in here from, background stories, whatever, and like set designs and, I think costume designs and such likes. So yeah, so there's a lot in this, and I think it's actually very, very insightful, and it's very, very nice to look at. And that made a noise. What I have always really, really enjoyed is for every episode they make an art, like an art piece for it, and a lot of them, the harrowing in particular, is very kind of, I would say, based on, I think they got the original guy to do it that did Theatre of Blood, I think it was, um, which came out obviously ages ago, but um, very much based on the old horror kind of like art pieces that they used to do back in the day. And I'm obsessed with that. I love that. And I kind of want to have some of them on my wall because I think they're very, very well done. Um, so I do like them very much. So there's my favourite. Excuse you. Cold Comfort, which is a very good episode. Very, I remember when I first watched it, I thought this is very slow. I don't think this is enjoyable. And then when stuff started happening, I was like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. So, yeah. Yeah, I've always appreciated kind of like the art pieces they would do for every episode. So, it's very, very good. It's a very good show. A lot I think went into it. I really do. Like, I'm so upset that it's never coming back, but it's okay. So yeah, there's that. And then for the last thing, because I don't want to sit on that for too long, is my program for the show. When I went to see it on New Year, so they called it Inside Number 9 Stage Fright. I might put a picture up. I might not. I probably won't because I don't feel like editing this because it is long enough as it is. But it was very enjoyable. I won't sit on the show for too long because obviously I've given a story time on it already, but it was basically like two plays in one, and I had to explain this to people because obviously there's this and then there's this on the back, and people were like, is this a misprint? And I said no. And clearly what they've done is they've tried to make it like two programs in one type of situation, and I think it's really good. Now, I do have this art piece on my wall, and it is signed by Reese and Steve. I got the last one, by the way, when I went to go see them, because I met a girl there who, she was the one that was on the merch stall, I think people call it, the merchandise stall. I said to her, I was like, do you guys still have the art pieces? Because, you know, I'd like one. And she said, she literally looked at me because we were similar in age, and she went, do you want a signed one? And I was like, do you have signed ones? She went, yes, there's one more. Do you want it? And I went, can I? And she said, I will tell you the price before I pick it up, though, just in case. And she told me the price. And I went, I can splurge. I can splurge. There's nothing wrong with me splurging. Because I wasn't planning on buying anything when I was away, and I thought, well, I saved my money for merchandise, I will be buying the merchandise. And I went, yeah. And she went, okay, good. And she like gave it to me, and she was so sweet about it, and she was like so nice, and we were having like a conversation just in general, and it was just really, really nice because it was so hectic. And every single time I have a conversation with someone, I get really excited because I struggle socially quite a lot. But in the past couple of years, I've been trying to be a bit better socially, and it was just nice being able to have like conversations with people while I was in a very stressful situation. Because, like I say, I wasn't going to go, but I decided I would regret it if I didn't. And luckily, I met some really, really nice people there, so that was great. So that helped me in my social progression, if you will. So anyway, I bought this. I bought the art piece. This also came with a separate book, a smaller one, which was a script book of a shelved Inside Number 9 episode. So that was very cool. So that's also sitting on my shelf. I also bought a pin. I bought the hair because there's a hair that is in the animal. That kind of is frequent in the show. It's like a fan thing now where you try and spot the hair in every single episode because it's in every single episode. So they made it into a pin, as in the hair that's on this, by the way. It's kind of like a thing now. And I also bought the shirt and the tea towel. Those are the things that I bought. I was going to buy the tote bag, but I decided I couldn't wear that out, so I decided against it. I was going to buy the mug as well, but I own too many mugs and I need to stop, so I decided against buying it. but it's very tempting. So I did buy quite a lot, and I'm okay with that because anything for Reese's Teeth, am I right? Am I right? So, so I love this piece, by the way. It's very, very good. So obviously it's 2 plays in one, so there's 2 programs in it technically. So I'll see if I can open this the best way I can. Or can I not? I can apparently. So that's very nice, very, very cool. So there's a lot that is in this. And then you turn it obviously to get to the inside number 9 stuff. So if I can get it. Yeah, so this is the, excuse you, secondary play that they did. So I love Reese in that outfit, by the way. He looks so awesome. I was gonna call him something else, but I don't want YouTube on my ass for saying the C word. I probably already said it, but so yeah, you do that, and then you're on to the inside number 9 show. So, which was very, very good. And when you look through this, everything in it is based on inside number 9 episodes, which I thought was very, very cool. So that's obviously based on Riddle of the Sphinx. You have Hotel Zanzibar, based on Zanzibar, obviously. And then you have a drinks menu, you have pictures from the episodes they did with all the people. They also just have a lot going on in this for some reason. What else have they got? Other than pictures of everyone together. Because there's one I can't show. They sang this song during the end, which I did have a little tear. Because it was very, very, I enjoyed it. It was very, very good. These obviously all based on the episode Bernie Clifton's Dressing Room. Obviously. So, and then you have, what do you have? That's an ad based on Simon Says, and then that's based on Bernie Clifton's Dressing Room. If you couldn't tell, it's a fan favourite, so they're referencing it quite a lot. That's obviously based on Control Alt Escape, because it's an escape room. That's obviously based on Wise Owl. They also have a timeline of everything they've done together since the League of Gentlemen. So obviously there's pictures of them with Mark. What else is there? Another one of Bernie Clifton's Dressing Room, because everyone loves that. Can't blame them. Yeah, there's a lot that's in this. Just like a lot has gone into it, clearly. So I loved it. It was a very good show, actually. And then they have an interview with them as well. So, which, very good photo shoots, by the way. Very fabulous. So yeah, very, very nice. Good interview. So, and I'm really glad that I didn't open it before I did the show, because obviously this is literally in the beginning. I could have, but I chose not to because I thought I'd be spoiled anyways, but so very nice. You'll love to see it. This has been a very long video, by the way, but I suppose you could take it as a treat because I haven't uploaded a proper video in what feels like about 10 years. I'm working on it, but like I say, it's very difficult to film because I have neighbours that are incredibly ignorant. However, nothing I can do. So that's the program. I also have a ticket, but I don't feel like getting it because I need to cover my name and I'm not in the mood. I don't want to do all that. But the ticket's upstairs anyways. So, anyways, this was very long. I'm sorry. I'm not expecting anyone to actually sit and listen to this, but it's fine. I thought I would do a video anyways. An hour-long treat, if you will. So you're welcome. Where I just talk because I can talk for hours if it wasn't obvious enough as it is. So, from me and all of my Inside Number 9, you know, Psychoville, League of Gentlemen, just recent Steve stuff in general, you know, whatever. I hope this was enjoyable. This is going to be a pain in the ass to upload, so I'm going to try and do it during the night, and hopefully it'll work. Because when I upload videos, it completely slows down my internet, and sometimes it takes hours upon hours to upload. So this is going to be hellish, but I thought, you know, I have the time, and I thought it would be enjoyable to talk about something that I enjoy. So anyway, hope it was enjoyable for you. And if you've made it this far, which I don't know why you would, but thank you. It's very sweet. And I hope this will be fine until I can upload again in about 6 months' time if I'm lucky. So, you know, life doesn't like me. So I might make a video where I talk about when I went to see the Inside Number 9 show, but I don't know yet. So, yes. Okay, bye.